Welcome to the Instagram stories for Tuesday, April 8th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. Today, I want to talk about Lemon8. It's an app that's owned by ByteDance, which is the same company that owns TikTok. Lemon8 describes itself as a lifestyle community and functions like a mashup of Pinterest and Instagram. It allows users to post, save, and share images and text under different categories, such as fashion, food, beauty, wellness, and travel. The images are presented in a Pinterest-like dual feed so that users can look at a wide variety of content on each scroll. It recently launched here in the United States in February after gaining traction in Japan and Thailand. One of my favorite writers, Taylor Lorenz, did a huge article on it for the Washington Post, which I will link to in the show notes. In the article, she has tons of quotes from relevant people within the industry, as well as TikTok creators. She has one quote from a chief innovation officer at a creative agency that works with content creators, who said, quote, Lemon8 definitely doesn't seem to have a big user base. It's been out since February, and it wasn't in the top 200 in the App Store. He continued, people are very quick to say Lemon8 is this huge thing that's going to blow up. I think people forget how difficult it is to create long-lasting social apps. They disappear really quickly. End quote. She also has a quote from Leah Haberman, who is an adjunct instructor for social media and influencer marketing at UCLA, who said that media, quote, fear of missing out often creates these frenzies. She explained, it's a PR strategy in itself these days. All you have to do is launch an app and everyone is so desperate to seem like they are on top of technology trends that they're going to cover it just for fear of looking like they're out of touch if they don't cover it, end quote. Which made me realize that I'm just feeding into that cycle of hype by talking about it on this show. Leah Haberman continued, quote, it's possible creators might explore Lemon8, but at the same time, you've got Pinterest, YouTube Reels, Instagram, she said. If people are being paid to post on Lemon8, it's great for creators, but I find it hard to see how creators are going to embrace this, end quote. The article also features a quote from a TikTok creator who has 1.6 million followers who said, quote, once I see enough people using it and showing the features, I'll catch on. Every social media app is competing with each other, which is making it really difficult for creators. The thought of having to make an individual video on each platform is already creating burnout, end quote. Man, that is so true. That's why I'm a big fan of trying to find a way to repurpose as much of the content that you make as humanly possible with as little effort as possible. I will link to this article in the show notes. Definitely check it out. If you've used Lemon8 before, I'd love to hear about it. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about Instagram DMs and some things you need to know.
This episode is brought to you by Michigan Economic Development Corporation. In Michigan, you can have both a rewarding career and a quality lifestyle, with plentiful career opportunities in world-changing, innovating industries, from electric vehicles to clean energy to biotech, with room for advancement no matter where you are in your career. Plus, Michigan offers a welcoming, beautiful, affordable, and inclusive community for all. Live your best life. You can in Michigan. Visit themichiganlife.org.
And we're back. I want to highlight something about Instagram direct messages because a lot of people who listen to this show are business users. Either you have your own business or you work for someone else and therefore you have a business account. And Instagram added a new information page for businesses who are looking to maximize their direct message connection process. This page has a range of tips and pointers on how to make the best use of direct chats to stay in touch with your audience. Some of the tips on this page are admittedly a little bit basic, but it's always good to make sure that you understand all the features of Instagram direct messages to take advantage of them. For instance, they start off, make sure you have an Instagram business account if you don't create one. Second, familiarize yourself with the inbox and thread management features, such as primary and general inbox tabs, thread filters, and flags. I just want to pause and say flags are a really good way to remind yourself to follow up on a certain message later, for instance. Third, set up messaging efficiency features, such as saved replies and frequently asked questions to make it easier and faster to engage in conversations at scale. They link to how to set up frequently asked questions so you can do that. The fourth tip is something that I learned. You can actually link directly to your Instagram DM messaging experience so that if you have a potential customer who's on your website, you can say DM me and link to the Instagram direct message box so they can send a message and you can reply. And it could be one of your frequently asked questions or saved replies, but you can begin that interaction so you can take them from your website directly to your direct message inbox. I think this is a great tip, and the link on how to do that is in these instructions. I will link to this entire page in the show notes. You can check it out. There's a lot of good information on there. It's a good refresher, but I bet you'll pick up a technical tip or two for sure. That's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. And now a bit of personal news. I just went on Facebook Marketplace and got myself a point and shoot camera. Did I have a point and shoot camera that I sold in 2009? Absolutely. Have I needed a point and shoot camera since? Absolutely not. But now that I feel like they're trending and it's sort of a big deal, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with it. So if you have a point and shoot camera and you're using it, what are you using it for? Or if there are other people in your house who are very excited to use it, what are they using it for? Please tell me. I'm very curious. Thanks for listening, and be sure to come back tomorrow for more Instagram or other social media news or strategy.
Instagram news got you covered, sometimes even TikTok. Relevant platforms in the metaverse ahead of the wave. Without a break or a pit stop, still waiting for Zuckerberg to give me the big job. Pause. Use trademarks and logos with Insta's permission, of course. If you like the show and gain some good info, maybe leave a review. It's a type of applause. Just drop me a message if you want to collab. If you've got some good content or you want to run ads, at Daniel Hill Media is where I am. TikTok, Facebook and Instagram.